How are you? The message in this video is to be true to yourself. It goes against other people's thinking about becoming a writer. You certainly should study other writers and you should read books on how to write and that sort of thing. But ultimately, it's like the golf swing. You can go out and you can study how to swing a golf club and hit the golf ball a great distance and stuff. But at some point, Tiger Woods or whoever the golfer is sets aside all of those instructions and just lets the natural muscle memory, showing off my guns today, the natural muscle memory take over. And he hits the golf ball and he hits it like nobody hits it very often. And he's drawing on all of that learning and that study and the training and everything, but ultimately he stays true to himself in his own golf swing. There was a man in prison once back in the early 1990s, late 1989 kind of thing, and he read a book by Norman Mailer, who was famous for writing books on crime mysteries and such. And he didn't think that Norman Mailer had really gotten the essence of prison, living in prison. So he writes Norman Mailer a letter and he goes, hey, I could give you some clues on how you could write better about living in prison. And he began sending letters to Norman Mailer. Those letters were put together into a book. This man wasn't out there studying to be a writer or anything. His name, by the way, was John Henry Abbott, and he wrote a book called Belly of the Beast about his experiences living in prison. And still today, it's a bestseller. It does very well. So he's staying true to himself and what he knows, probably in very specific ways that other people don't experience or don't know. Anne Frank was so young when she wrote, and yet her writing is so insightful for someone her age. Anne Frank wrote about her life, but she didn't focus on her imprisonment for years in that attic in Amsterdam. No, she wrote about her belief in mankind and humanity and the goodness of people. In the midst of all that horror, she still saw beauty in the world. She stayed true to herself. She wrote what she felt and what she knew. People want to read it. So anyway, when you're writing, ultimately, when you sit down, draw on your own natural instincts for storytelling. Trust yourself. You don't want to write like everybody else. You want to write like you. All right, enough for today. Take care. Bye now.